Good night, fellow punchers. The clock on the wall is exactly 10 o'clock on Wednesday night. Back with a look at the card for tomorrow in Punchestown. Still in Belfast here in the Tin Square Hotel. Back about 7:30 after I had a bit of grub. I ate in that suggestion that was made by, I think it was Michael Coffey this morning. The Morning Star. 2 or 3 televisions on in the bar with the racing on. That's where I got in to see the Gold Cup. Owned by Corrine McAllister and Seamus McAllister. They used to have horses with Stuart Crawford. That one good horse I was looking there, Strong Point. I think the son and daughter has taken over it now. I was talking to Declan. At in the bar I had the slow cooked beef. Not too bad at all, and plenty of stuff with it. Veg and gravy and mash and Yorkshire pudding. And then the dessert was mentioned. Armagh apple crumble. And have you custard? Well, if we don't have it, we'll get some for you. So he did. And custard was perfect. Different taste of the apple crumble. I thought it was rhubarb first. I said, there must have funny apples in Armagh. He's wait till I check. He ran upstairs. The kitchen is 2 floors up. Ran up to check for fear someone made a boo-boo. No, he said they mixed up red and white apples. The mistake I made, I should have lumped it. It came a small little, like a creamery can. I should have humped it in on top of and mixed her up. That's what I did when I got halfway down. It was way better then. The finest. Plenty of cinnamon in it as well. I'll be back. I didn't have a chance to say good luck to Declan. He was cleaning up glasses and that. So it's a good racing pub. I'll be back there again. I seen Sean Mulryan's horse. When we didn't win it on Galloping Deschamps. I'm happy for Sean Mulryan. He puts a lot of money into the game. He's a Roscommon man. I seen a photograph there a while ago with him and the county football chairman Brian Carroll in a photograph with the Cup and Martin Brazel. So there'll be a party tonight in Ballymore Eustace. A shout out to Joe Williams and Charlie. There's a couple more. I don't know where I wrote them down, but I will remember ye again. Quick look at today. We were on King of Kings in the first race. It got into bother on the turn, and when you go in on the inside, it's you get into bother a lot of the time. Harsh was fourth in the Boodles, kept up at the head of the pace a lot of the way. Then the horse fell in front of us, and we're after that were goosed. And there was good money for them. We didn't to be second favourite. I sort of couldn't see that being out of the first 6, I thought. But when you think of that or think like that, there's always someone to punish, isn't there? I was just waiting outside City Hall. They were on a tour from 2 o'clock to 2:45, and I said I'd pick you up at 3 o'clock because I was avoiding the traffic wardens and putting into parking bays and whatever. And we were in, where were we today as well? We were out at the Titanic Odyssey this morning, and we went to the Peace Walls in the afternoon. So we're ready for the Giants Causeway tomorrow and on to Derry then. Back to normal. I haven't seen this race yet. They just landed out at 3 o'clock, so I had to get my map out to see where we're going. So I haven't looked at that yet. Black Bamboo got placed. And what price, I forget what he was last night. I mean, just after looking at this replay a few minutes ago, because a fella sent me a message today not going well, and that was on the previous race. So I knew he was on a different horse. So I said, just well, when he was bet, I might have a chance. But I was bet as well. But I said, what happened? And he said he went 7-2 on and running. I just looked at the video there. He looked all home for a winner. the other one showed a great turn of foot altogether to pip him on the post. It's just that sort of a week for us. We were on Danton in the City in Cheltenham. Bypassed it in Aintree and it won. Bypassed it today and it won. Better Days Ahead ran a good race for a horse, £5 inferior. We'll have fun with that when it goes novice chasing next year. The bumper, Romeo Cooley ran all right, but I just hadn't the toe that I thought. Redemption Day finally had his day in the sun for Jody Townend. Galloping to Champs second. He started off great and he was a bit ponderous at a couple of ones, and he jumped from outside the wings when Townend asked him. But then he got in close a couple of times, and it seems, I think the ground is key. He seems to be good to yielding today. He didn't seem to let him down at a couple of fences. Seems to be soft to heavy, and he also looked definitely like today that definitely needs the 3-2. 4-1 for the Gold Cup next year. I'll be backing him. I'll be backing him at 4s. I'll be putting a few pound on every week on him until next March, going for 3 in a row. I wouldn't swap him. Handicap chase. We were on James de Burley here. Fell. Didn't fall before. Fell today like someone unseated yesterday. Familiar Dreams. There was a big gamble on Mozzie's sister. There was a word going around a couple of today that had it back to 12s and 10s yesterday, and a fella from England left a message as well with me today, being on Mozzie's sister. Familiar Dreams, that's going to be in the sales tomorrow. Be a good buy. It really franked the forum. The forum was franked yesterday, actually. Ascot today. Maljoom, not near the horse he was. One run last year, it just shows why. Didn't settle. I don't know what to do with him. He's still a bay horse. It's not gelded yet. Took the nuts out of him. I thought in the next race we went odds on and running as well in the Sagaro Stakes. Sweet William. First time cheek pieces for Coltrane today. I thought today that even though that it was £9 of a difference, I thought Sweet William, but it win that, maybe improve enough to win, but looked to be a gallop or two short, and Coltrane had a run in Medan this year. I think that was the difference. They turned around in the form the next day. De Sousa couldn't get out on a day in Devon. Ran well enough. £8 inferior as well. We'll get a race out of that, I think, again. Won't be in the Commonwealth Cup though, but anyway. On to tomorrow. Before I go to Punchestown, there's one bet in Ayr for the Scots. Going against the Fav, taking them on with Animato. Tafsir was second the last day for Jim Goldie. It's rated 61, but that's about the height of it. It has been 61 before. Won at 55. It hasn't won at 61 before, but a horse coming down in the ratings is Animato. It's rated 71 now. It's a 3-1 shot with 365. But if you look back, it was in the mid 80s there, and it won off 78 and it won off 82 at 1.5 miles. And when it ran over 2 miles in Southall, behind Aquam in Newcastle last November, I thought that was a good run. Aquam Valley of Flowers, and it ran decent enough the last day in Doncaster, but it wasn't fair enough at 1.5 miles. Step Up and Trip tomorrow, I think, might suit. That'll be the fancy on the it's on the turf tomorrow, on the flat tomorrow. There's nothing else. There's a listed race, a 3-year-old listed race at Redcar, but it's hard to know how will be fit this time of the year between Soprano and there's another one. On to Punchestown. Where are we? Punchestown. Right, we'll go back to the first race. Later day tomorrow. That used to be always 3:40. That at 2:30 this year for the first time in a while. 3:40 is a bit better. Handicap hurdle. Won last year by Broomfield Bijou and Broomfield Hall, one of the year before, both for the Dempseys. There's always a big field, 5, 6 or 7-year-old and even a 4-year-old, but nothing over 7 has won it in since 2014. The favourite is, isn't it Holly, is it? Mullins is going favourite now. I'm going on a wild one here. 40 to 1 shot each way. Media Naranja. 50 to 1 in places. Reason Bean, ground. 5-year-old mare. If you look at going way back, when it won its in France first, when it came over to Ireland, then we were on Grapponino. It nearly done us that by a nose. We won it in Grapponino. He was favourite. Won in Limerick, but his best run I thought then was when won in Ballinrobe on good ground. Beat this campaign. It was behind Irish Point in a grade 3. All the other races in it was soft ground heavy, soft and heavy. And it ran pretty decent in the county hurl. And the English handicapper put him up £8 from 122 to 130. And it was right there coming to the lash, but the ground was totally against it. Hadn't ran only twice this year. It's a big price. Danny Gilligan taking 5 off it. I was trying to get something tomorrow. You might as well be hung for a sheep as a lamb. So I'm trying to get placed horses, and if you ever got one of the long shots in, you're in clover sort of thing. But trying to get, it's an open race. Media Naranja 40 to 1 is an each way bet. We backed it before, but the ground went against it. In the second race, a horse as well that needs good ground, I went for it. Now, Blood Destiny is the hot fav, but a 5-year-old has never won this, but then again has 5-year-olds ran in it. Pat Drew and St. War, we were on them the last couple of times in Cheltenham and in Aintree and whatever. I'm going with Solness each way. It's only a 6-year-old, but needs good ground. And O'Brien's horses are beginning to hit a bit of form. Soft ground would have been against it there a couple of times. When it ran first, when we were on it was behind Saldier in last February, and then last spring it won 2 races, very cosy, and it was on good ground and yielding ground. So the better the ground, the better the chance it has. Ran in listed races, and it was only 3. It was third there to Madeira at the Dublin Racing Festival. It's they're paying 5 places there. It's 11 and 12 to 1 shot. The La Touche. Cocoa Beach is the fav. Should win. The only thing about it is the drying out ground will not be suitable to it. The only time I think it ever ran on good ground, it didn't finish. If this was soft ground, you could put the mortgage on it. But as you can see, it won on yielding ground in Punchestown last year. But it should win this race, but if Grand National Trial, like it's rated 159, but it's carrying 12 stone 7. But a horse that's carrying 11 stone 7 is Enjoy Dallin. It's a 16 to 1 shot for Kieran Murphy, JP's colours. The better ground for this will be suitable as well. It was behind Cocoa Beach in that race over the banks, but the soft to heavy ground. pulled up before that on soft ground. If you go back to decent enough ground before, Carrington 11 stone 7 might have a chance to get placed. Some of them are paying 4 places there. 4-horse race in a grade 1. Gaelic Warrior, who was good to us, anti-post. He was 8th or 10th, but 8th was put him up. It'll be just a forecast. You might get 6-4 on the forecast. Gaelic Warrior to beat Tom. That one for us in Aintree. So 1-3 hopefully be the forecast. Stairs Hurdle. Another horse that likes heavy ground, soft ground, is Tiupu. One for us in Cheltenham. Going against it on the good ground. Going with Buddy 1 each way. 8-1, 9-1 in places. 4th in Cheltenham, 2nd in Aintree. Put a big gamble on him in Galway. 6s into 7-2s, hosed up last year, and then one in Cheltenham again for us. We didn't back him since, but he had a good run behind strong leader the last day. The better the ground, the better his chances, I think, in each way bet. The Conway Piling Handicap Hurl. Oh, there's a Maureen Conway that got in contact with me. I must put that up when I get a chance. Maybe in Derry tomorrow night. If not, I'll get a link put up by somebody. 3 mile, 6:35. I'm going with Popova. David Mahan. Met him a couple of times. On the other 2 books, get a half day tomorrow or the full day off. They're mad for racing, the 2 sons. Met them in Dublin Racing Festival this year. Ran a good race, and David had said the night before that the ground was gone against you with the rain in Cheltenham. The better the ground, the better the chance. When I ran on good ground in Listowel last year, bet Space Tourist, and it was a 17-2 shot at the time. Ran well enough the last day. It was 8th, only beaten 10 lengths. And as well as that, the handicapper in England had put him up £7. So back to 125. Be solid bet there, I thought, at 12-1. O'Moore Park, I sort of was looking at him during the week, but he was disappointing the last day when he was short enough favourite. What could have been won it. But the way Willies are, they come on for the run, as they say. Popova is the best, but they're paying 6 places. Best of luck to you, David. Let us know what you think. Spindleberry is the right favourite after being 2nd in Fairy House. To J. de Grugy. So be hard beaten if it runs to that form. A bet in the race would be without the favourite. Where are we here? Without Swindler. Only by night. 11-2. So I finished. If you done it each way, if you finish 2nd, 3rd, or 4th in the race to the favourite, you get your money back, and if you finish 2nd, you have an 11-2 winner. The 9, the 740. I'm back in Wingmen each way. Ran decent enough the last year as an even money favourite, but it didn't settle, and they're keeping the hood as he with it. William Money ran well enough there today. If it settles tomorrow, I'd give it a good chance, and the ground won't be a problem with it. So that's about it. So hopefully hopefully, it's the worst first 2 days in Punchestown and living memory for me. And I know it's the same for a lot. So I'm doing this for the good of my health, but it wasn't healthy today, I'll tell you. It burst you. Anyway, bash the bookies over and out.